Ethan lived in a quiet countryside home with his mother, Grace. They didn't have much, but they always had each other. For Ethan, home wasn't about how big it was about the warmth his mother's smile brought. But Grace had been sick for a long time. Each day she grew weaker. Yet every time Ethan looked sad, she would gently hold his hand and whisper, "It's going to be all right, sweetheart." One evening, Grace gathered the strength to say something important. "Ethan, promise me that no matter what happens, you will never stop trying." Her voice was soft, but her words carried a lifetime of love. Every morning, Ethan walked to school with an old backpack. He didn't have fancy things like other kids, but he had a dream his mother planted in his heart. While Ethan was away, Grace struggled alone. Her cough grew worse, her breath shorter, but she kept her pain hidden. She wanted Ethan to grow without fear. One day, Ethan returned home to find a doctor standing by his mother's bed. The doctor looked at him with gentle eyes and said, "Son, your mother is very weak now. You must stay strong." And in that moment, Ethan felt his entire world crack. That night, Ethan cried silently beside his mother. He didn't want her to hear him. He knew he had to be brave, because she always was. The next morning, Grace handed Ethan a small envelope. "Open this. Only when I'm no longer here," she whispered. Ethan didn't understand, but he promised. A few days later, in a quiet hospital room, Grace took her final breath. And Ethan lost the person who loved him more than anyone ever could. Days passed before Ethan found the courage to open the envelope. Inside was a letter, written with shaky hands but endless love. "My precious Ethan, if you are reading this, it means I am watching you from above. Life will not always be kind, but you must be. You are stronger than the world knows. Don't let sadness steal your future. Chase your dreams, no matter how far they seem. And remember, I will always be proud of you." That letter became Ethan's strength. Instead of breaking him, it rebuilt him. Years passed. Ethan grew into a successful young man, not because life was easy, but because his mother believed in him even when she wasn't there. On his desk, he kept her framed letter. Every time life felt heavy, he read it again. And each time, it reminded him of the love that never dies. Sometimes, the people we lose stay with us in ways we never expect. And sometimes, one last letter is all it takes to carry someone through a lifetime.